Hi, this is a short video to show you how to archive a class. So at the end of the year, you will have some classes that you may have next year, but you don't want to have any more in your Google Classroom. This is from a student perspective. It's probably better for you that when you're done with a class that you archive it. Otherwise, that class exists in their classroom and it kind of clutters things up for them. Now, don't worry, just because you've archived that class doesn't mean that you've lost all of the information that you put into that class. You can do a couple things to help alleviate some of the process. In other words, the assignments and postings that you made from the years in an archive class can actually be reused. So it's probably better for you. I think that's the best way to do it. I would not delete the class because then all of the assignments that you created, you need to redo them. And you may not actually remember what it was that you did. Now, you may make changes to those assignments, and you can do that later, but it's easier for you to manage the situation if you do it from an archive class. So I'll show you how to do it. Next to each class, you've got these three little dots, and it allows you to edit that class, and also allows for you to archive that class. So all you do is you click on Archive. And then it says you and your students won't be able to make changes. You can view this class and archive classes in the classroom menu and find all the classes in Drive. So all those files that you put in there will still exist. So if you click on Archive, it will archive it. Now if I go to here, I'll see that I have archive classes. And it will show you all the classes that ever got archived. And you kind of know that it's archived visually because of the hash marks they put in the banner. And I could restore that class. In other words, I could take an archived class and put it back, or I can have it totally archived. Now, understand that when you archive a class, you save all of the assignments that students gave you over that year. So that's actually a benefit for a lot of reasons. You probably do want to keep that if, archiving is the best way to go. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't actually reuse those assignments. You can. I'm going to restore this class, and I'll walk you through how you take assignments in an archive class and restore them, to use them again, rather. So if you click on this plus button, and then you click on Reuse Post, you then can click on a class. Now, it will tell you in gray whether or not it's an archive class. So I could click on the AP US History, select that. You have to click select, you don't double click. And I can find all the assignments in the order of my giving them out. So this is my AP US History. If I wanted to, I know I'm going to start here again, do similar kinds of assignments. I might make some changes. I can click on Reuse. Okay, it will post that assignment here the way, and if I had directions, it would repeat those instructions rather, and repeat them. And it wouldn't have the same due date. You'd have to put a due date in, and the topic probably won't carry over. It might change that in the future. But it makes it so you don't have to dig around for that same exact file that you've been using for year after year, and you can run the class again. That's actually where Classroom becomes a time saver, probably in the second year, where you are looking at all the assignments that you had from last year, and you just repost those assignments. So archiving, that's the way to go. You don't want to continue to use the old class and then delete all the students, because then you've deleted all their work. So I've actually tried doing that, and I've come around to the idea of archiving as the best method. So I have some classes from this year that are actually classes that I never deleted from last year. So I had to go in and delete all the students. And then that kind of deleted all their work, which maybe wasn't a problem now, but in the future it might become one. I would suggest that the best method by which to kind of close out Classroom at the end of the year is to archive your classes. That's really what I would do. So I'm just kind of clicking around to show you some things. All right, so that's how you archive a class, and more importantly, it's why you would archive a class. Mostly so that way you don't delete all the assignments of students that are handing things in over the course of the year. Also because you don't want to clutter another student's page where all their classes are set. and it just makes it for an easier workflow for the following year when all you have to do is repost all of those old assignments.